What's up, TNA Nation? We are back Monday. Every goddamn Monday forever we'll be back. As long as Gary's with us. He's been stuck with a lot of snow up there. And one day he might just get stuck in the snow and not be able to get the hell out of the snow. It'd be a sad way to go.
Yeah,
kind of funny.
Speaking of snow, we got near foot coming by the end of the week again. It's like winter doesn't ever want to let up here.
I got like 2 inches here, and I'm not leaving my apartment because that's New York. So welcome to Discuss TNA Impact Wrestling. We got some really interesting news about Josh Alexander returning, I guess he never left, re-signing with TNA, which I didn't think. I would have bet money that he would never return because he's like, I don't know. I mean, whatever. I gotta stop sharing that picture of Josh sticks around. But whatever. Like,
maybe he's doing it. Maybe he's doing it to stick it to you, Jay. You know, Jay. That guy,
totally.
Jay must be out of here.
Fuck this guy. Guess what, asshole? Your whole thing is wrong. We're not all fired. But whatever. So, if you haven't seen it, there was the picture of Scott with Giselle and Josh and his wife, and they all seemingly, I thought, got fired. Josh Alexander came out of nowhere, speaking to the cokeheads at Fightful about his goals with TNA if he decides to sign another contract. His contract ends on February 15th. That's 5 days from now. And it was like incredibly positive. I don't want to read the whole thing because it's boring. It'd be the same thing when I came back from my tricep tear, just to regain the title, have that finish the historic reign I was on because it didn't end the way I wanted to. I had to give it up. I had to relinquish it. Blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's coming. He's talking about his reign. It didn't end the way I wanted. I just never got it back that year and a half after coming back from injury. And it's something I'm certainly disappointed. But the wrestling business is the wrestling business. It ain't just about me. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a ton of people that are so over and talented and deserve that championship along the way. It didn't end the way I wanted to. So that's something that will eat away at me. I don't know. I mean, I'm totally shocked that this is even a story that he might return. I'm thinking he looked around and realized, first off, hey, we're working with NXT. You know what I mean? Maybe I should.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't think he's going to get a much better chance to shine than the current TNA WWE deal.
I mean, come on, everyone, any AEW fans, get real. Seriously, be real. Think about this real if you're listening. I know you're not listening, but
it's a bit optimistic too when you keep hearing like you just said, Rey Mysterio's son there.
Yeah, but I mean, think about Josh. Would he not? How long would it take for him to get buried in AEW? Like, come on.
Yeah, he's tough. I mean, you got guys in there that have been in the business longer than him that just sit home and
they're friends with these guys.
Yeah,
like they're friends with. That's the only way you get it. You get anything. They have about 800 wrestlers. They use the same 10 every week. Brian Cage. It took him 3 years to even get to the point where he could lose on Dynamite all the time.
Well, the thing is, Jay, I mean, I know wrestlers don't care as long as they get paid, but like at the end of the day, you still want to be prominent. You want to be well known. You want to get to know the right.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's,
you're not going to get
totally true. I mean, look at Kazarian and Santana. They could have stuck around, got paid more, and they were like, "Fuck that, we're wrestlers."
I just mean like you're. Like Josh goes to AEW, he's going to get a paycheck and he's just going to end up sitting home, getting lost in the shuffle. Whereas WWE, at least you're going to get a rub from somebody that, the world knows over, part of the bloodline or, somebody, even if you're losing it.
Worst comes to worst. He shows up on NXT a little. Let's say the worst case scenario, WWE buys TNA at the end of this. People will know Josh Alexander. He'll be a bigger name for appearing on NXT.
Oh, and then he had said, I saw an article where he almost joined forces with his former partner from TNA, but they said it was going to happen in, I don't know, the Northern, I can't remember what they call it.
Oh, Page.
The one. Yeah.
He's in Page.
Page.
The North.
It almost happened, I guess.
Just the North. You're trying too hard.
Yeah.
The Northern. You're confusing the Northern. You're probably confusing the new Northern Armory.
Yeah.
Okay, but check this out. Ready? I was so confused why they didn't just let Josh, he was a heel. You know what I mean? And we talked about this last week. They turned him into a face, and then it was like his last match. But maybe they knew it wasn't. So now you have him return in a few months, get a fucking super pop because he's a good guy.
Well,
I think that's the only reason they made him go out as a face, so he can return as a face.
Yeah, and I think you got to build that trust back up too, because like once you go heel, it's kind of like with Hulk Hogan. If he was, still wrestling, like he was always that NWO guy, and you can't really ever trust him. You know what I mean? And like,
it'd be kind of confusing if he came back. If he came back and people thought he was a heel, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so that's interesting. Yeah. That's really interesting. Here's another interesting story. Dominic Mysterio. This is from, I don't know what this fuck is from. We're in cahoots with them. That's pretty cool. Dude, I'd love to show up on TNA. Why not? I already took over NXT, so why not go down to TNA and take over TNA? That's from the Battleground podcast.
I've seen him from time to time. What would you consider him? Would you consider
him
like
I have no idea if he's good at wrestling because he barely wrestles. He's just a fucking heat machine. Yeah. He just they don't let him talk. He can't. I don't think he said a word on TV in like years because he takes the mic and the crowd is so loud. And like it's not like what they call X-Pac heat, which whatever. We should do a show on that because whatever. But like it's legit hatred for his character, and it's amazing. Okay. I never thought. I said this before he even started. I was like, Rey Mysterio's kid has no fucking chance of being anything. Like, because how do you outdo Rey Mysterio? And they did something so opposite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just more like a kind of a weasel kind of guy. Like he doesn't really do shit.
Totally.
Gets under your skin.
Oh yeah, and he looks like a creep.
Yeah.
Fun fact: he always talks about chicken nuggets. It's like part of his character, like how much he loves chicken nuggets. And on live shows, people bring chicken nuggets, throw them into the ring, and he eats them. My sister was like, "Oh my god, that's so unsanitary," and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, "Yeah, probably. That's cool. Pretty cool for a wrestler." But I mean, again, hopefully. Do you remember who TNA was getting in the beginning of this? The no quarter catch crew and shit. And now we're talking about Dominic Mysterio.
Well, to be fair, Jay, I don't think anybody remembers who we were getting early.
Like there's, and I love that the business is like everything is going so great. Like there's nothing anyone can say about Scott anymore, unless you just happen to be in love with the guy or something. Like everything's better now. What did I see? Canadian numbers that we talked about last week. We just have
they were up. Yeah.
I mean, look at all the shows selling out like crazy. Look at their goddamn Twitter and compare it to AEW's Twitter. Sorry, gotta mention, even though me and Gary just did a quick Wrestle Voice podcast. So check that out. That'll be coming. I don't know, maybe tomorrow. I don't want to post these on the same day. We talked about how pro wrestling media should not be working as pro wrestlers, and an AEW star arrested for almost killing his fiance. Keep it classy, AEW. Unreal. Someone respond. Yeah. I mentioned like Tessa or something like, wait, what did Tessa do again? You know what I mean? Tessa literally said words when she was 18 years old. And then, and then what? And then the other thing was she stole the title. Maybe she didn't want to give the title back to a sexual fucking deviant who was going to fuck on that title with a bunch of other people on the roster.
Well, I mean, really, I know it was her title and shit, but like, maybe she figured at the time, why the hell should she pay for shipping and handling and all of that?
Yeah, like, so many things. It was also, that was the start of COVID.
Yeah, it was irresponsible. Yeah. Yeah, and that did affect.
That was right at the start of COVID, and I think they were like, we want you here, and she was probably like, get the fuck out of here. COVID, this new thing is going on that no one knows about. Everyone's dying. Like that was a total that was a psychotic time. I left my house with a fucking
I don't know.
My whole body was covered.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Jay. Back then, when the COVID was running rampant, like I was even afraid to, go outside, touch anything, like anything. Like anything that I didn't touch, I was just deathly afraid of because the media was overblowing it big time.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, I was much healthier back then because I would wash my hands every time I walked back in the house.
Definitely.
I would shower, something I never did before. Just kidding. But What else do we have? Okay, my boy Robles, R Double. He's been a goddamn machine. Check out, again, Wrestle Voice. Top 5 TNA wrestling gimmick matches that should return.
Okay, that's cool.
What is your first choice? Just thinking about that. You can pick one gimmick match.
I don't know if it's considered a gimmick match, but I don't know. I always like Lethal Lockdown. I like the whole pay-per-view being full of the lockdown stuff. Like,
congratulations.
Like the main. Why was that on the list?
Lethal Lockdown match.
Okay. Well,
you know there hasn't been a Lethal Lockdown match in 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's definitely one of other ones. I
and who
just
doesn't
can't
like
think
that?
of how many.
I'm sorry. I had to switch one with Robles. I hope Robles doesn't yell at me because I had to switch one. Okay, so let me just go through his other ones. Barbed Wire Massacre. Haven't had one since 2020.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
It's kind of odd. Haven't had one since 2022. Macklin defeated Moose and Sammy. I guess that was before.
Okay, I didn't know how long it had been, but like I know it had been a number of years.
Okay, this one is kind of a joke, but the Reverse Battle Royal, kind of a joke. But here's what it is: it makes me think TNA. You know what I mean?
I know one that would probably also be on your list. I don't know if it's really considered a gimmick, but you did like the Joker's Wild.
Just
together like that.
Honestly, I should have probably put that instead of.
You know what I mean?
That was in my mind. That was in my mind. But to be fair, this is Robles' list.
Another thing I would. Yeah.
Okay, right. Ready? And the last one. Oh, wait, hang on. Oh no, King of the Mountain.
Yeah.
And I posted
just because of our history of it.
I mean, doesn't it make you think TNA? You know what I mean? King of the Mountain, like that's.
The only thing I think of when I think of King of the Mountain, I feel like that's a Jarrett thing, and then maybe they haven't returned to that. They kind of like don't touch it because it's a Jarrett. Also,
I love the idea that you need to read an entire page full of rules for the King of the Mountain and the Reverse Battle Royal. Anything where you need a page of rules, I just think it's awesome. Like, it's so stupid, but like it stands out. And my last one, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna like this one. Okay, wait, this is not actually a gimmick match, is it? Knockouts, knockdown.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's not really a gimmick match. Okay.
Was that the one where? Is that the one where
Knockouts pay-per-view? It was like a tournament.
Oh, I was thinking, wasn't there one where Chelsea and Deanna went through a table? Was that the same thing you're thinking of? I can't remember.
There was multiple of them.
Yeah. I can't remember.
What WWE had that show? It was like all about the women.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
And then I remember people posting like, they're pretending like this didn't exist. Evolution was something like that, whatever it was. But like TNA literally did it years earlier with Knockouts, Knockdown, and I don't know. I mean, I feel like female wrestling has gotten even better since then. The only problem would be they would need a little more talent. And I thought maybe they can. Me and Robes thought maybe they can get them from NXT.
And you made me think of another one that I know a lot. This wasn't very popular, but I just like the kind of uniqueness to it. Don't know if you remember when we did the Elevation X. Like the X above the ring was like,
this might be This might be a part one. So that's what I like about things. We never do top. That's what I love about Robles, like how he even names them really well. This is called Top 5 TNA Wrestling Gimmick Matches That Should Return. I added the female pay-per-view. That's not even a goddamn gimmick. So if anyone wants to complain, that's all on me. Don't fucking.
Right, but I get where you're going with it though. Like I think we honestly should at least have like the knockouts.
I mean, like they could do a knockout show or like something special or something.
Yeah, or fly some girls in that they ordinarily don't get that opportunity, and I mean, there's no reason why we couldn't use some of the NXT girls now either, as long as we don't try to kill them or whatever. Some of the things we do.
They get a decent amount of knockouts right now at this point.
Yeah.
They're slowly growing. Oh, also, kind of big news. The WWE releases.
Oh yes, I did see that. Like I don't know.
Was the latest. Who I swear to God, we talked about her like maybe 2 weeks ago because I was watching SmackDown, and I hate to bash someone who just got fired, but like she's a manager and she was just doing nothing. Like I was just watching, she was just standing there, and like we always talk about Alicia Edwards because I think she's a great goddamn manager who knows exactly. Like she gets better all the time. But like Alexa would just stand there, being amazingly gorgeous. Like she's just. I don't know if you've seen her. She's like just off the charts gorgeous. But whatever. So Elektra Lopez, Isla Dawn, who is another one that is just off the charts beautiful. Anderson and Gallows, who got to give a shout out to TNA fans.
Oh, yeah, the good brother.
I saw a bunch of TNA fans saying, "Don't." I saw a bunch of TNA fans saying, "Don't do it again," and they got like 1 million likes and shit.
I'm sorry, but I have to say I would go for it because they were bringing numbers when they were in TNA, because we do need the legitimate tag teams in terms of like.
That's fair. They're a legit fucking.
The depth.
They'd probably be the most legit tag team in. Oh, sorry, behind the Hardys. But
yeah.
I mean,
well, I mean, it would be a good rivalry with the Hardys as well. You know, at least somebody on their level. You know.
Also, you know who you put with them? Maria Kanellis.
Yeah. And then they said like that might be a way to draw AJ Styles as well, because he's really tight with the Good Brothers. So maybe that would be a way to draw him in.
Ooh, I didn't think about that.
To make up an appearance.
I think a lot of these are like we're letting them go, knowing they're going to go right to TNA, and if we want them back, we're going to take them back.
Yeah, they're like on lump.
Sonya Deville. I feel like she's one, definitely. WWE fucking loves Sonya Deville. This has happened before with Sonya Deville. She got fired, she came back. She was like part of like, I don't know, I feel she did backstage stuff. So I don't know, maybe she's going somewhere to do something else. AOP, do you know those guys? What the fuck is that for?
No.
They were with Paul Ellering, like two monster type guys.
I think I kind of remember, but I heard too another one is Malachi Black.
Oh, that
as well.
Well, no, he actually just became a free agent, so he is free to show up on Raw tonight, supposedly.
Oh, okay.
He can
still show up. You know what I mean? When you're working with him, he can show up anywhere, really. You know what I mean? Like, he can show up for that Full Sail show.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to shit on this list. Okay, also Cedric Alexander. Also Cedric Alexander, Blair Davenport, Giovanna Vinci, who I had to Google. And
I never heard of that.
I don't want to shit on these people.
Like a wrestler.
Like seriously, like what are the options though? You keep too many wrestlers, or you cut them. Like I think WWE is doing the right thing. You cut people that you don't fucking need. Like it's business.
Yeah, and you definitely, if you're not,
are you going to be like Tony and have them, you need to make up a fake promotion to keep people in?
And the thing is, they still have notoriety because they once, in WWE.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to do AOP. I really think
maybe they figure that maybe their creative just can't think of any intriguing shit with the characters as well. Like maybe send them down to TNA.
Well, somebody mentioned it's just they have too many fucking people. Like they're about to do call-ups again from NXT.
Yeah.
Like, so what do? You can't just have never-ending call-ups without cutting people. Like, I get people getting mad, but like, Christ, look at this list. I'm sorry, I don't want to bash these people, but like, all these people would not have been noticed. You know what I mean? Like, if they weren't, it's like that Joker thing. You know what I mean? From that movie.
Yeah.
If I killed someone or whatever, but if I said buses of children is gonna blow up tomorrow, it's like a different story. It's like if it happens quietly, like no one fucking cares. Like these are not people that people care about.
Well, I think
tweets like, "Oh, WWE, what the fuck are they doing? Getting rid of these people?" Like seriously.
And two, I think it's just so hard and creative to write anything fruitful for your roster if they're really not like eye-catching talent either. Like, why go?
You can't have a fucking roster that big.
Yeah, it's just too impossible. You'd have to have like an 80-man creative team.
Does anyone know what Matt Taven is?
From what you said, I don't know if I really want to know with his current gimmick.
I saw he's playing some like super gay gimmick on the Indies, and my first question was, "What the fuck? Why is he on the Indies?" Like I thought he was part of the Kingdom or whatever. I mean, and then talk about knockouts. How about Camille?
Yeah,
Get free at some point soon.
It seems like to me, Jay, that our boy Silas Young is out there because he's showing up indie events too, and he actually wrestled.
Like people talking about Ace. There's gonna be a lot of names soon.
I still think there's hope for Silas Young, though. I really do.
But I mean, how about putting Silas with you get Maria, you get the Good Brothers, you stick Silas with them, and you do another goddamn Honor No More. You literally call it Honor No More.
Yeah.
And you do it as a fuck you to fake Ring of Honor.
Could you honestly see too, like bringing him even solely in and having him feud with Macklin? I mean, that shit would would be having Macklin and Silas fighting. Like,
yeah, that's one of those things that like I wanted him so bad, but then to see him lose Explosion, it's like such a weird.
Yeah, that's kicking the balls doing that to him.
He's there. It's like it's like a step in the door.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we should get to TNA. Also, 5 hours ago, TNA posted Josh Alexander versus Jake something. Full match from Emerge in 2021. Maybe that's interesting. They posting a Josh thing today. Here's that news.
Oh, and speaking of that, while you're on, on what they were showing, like airing, I guess they're starting to a lot of stuff from AJ Styles as well.
Oh yeah, there's AJ Styles wins TNA World Title at No Surrender. I'm not sure if that was his first one, but
yeah, very interesting. And then like with a good,
it was like the best of AJ or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, pretty good Explosion match recently. And we said this before. The latest one was Macklin versus Skyler. And then I can't find it now. Whatever. It's a good triple threat match this week. And I think we did like 5 minutes or a little show about that, how Explosion matches are actually getting better. Not gonna lie, I still don't watch it. Something is missing. I don't know what that is, but whatever.
Yeah. I think there's too much dialogue and only like so much wrestling. I think that's a turnoff for a lot. It feels kind of like when they did back in the day. They did was a TNA Rewind or whatever kind of thing. Like they had a good match, but like I don't know. I mean to take it serious, like it. I don't know. Just got to seem like it's more like a live presentation as opposed to an opening to a set of tapings or whatever. Like they treat it.
It's pretty weird, but the YouTube numbers are awesome for this show.
Oh, really?
Like, out of control. Just want to point out, if you look at Ring of Honor's show from 2 weeks ago right now, most of the posts have about 5,000 views. Okay? Joe Hendry, live concert, which was not actually live because it was taped, 3 days ago. 360,000 views.
Wow. And that's what kicked off this week's episode, by the way, as well. The 6th episode of February.
Oh, I thought that was in the middle, wasn't it?
Well, this is saying it. The show began with a championship live concert by Joe Henry, and that's when Jake something interrupts to challenge him for the world.
Correct about that. I'm going to have to check with Thompson in a second.
World Championship.
Damn it. Oh, ready for this? Jazz returns 181,000.
Yeah, she was like, I couldn't believe, like, I mean, I know she's from Texas or whatever, but like, I couldn't believe the response she was getting. Like, there was a lot of people in attendance that were like they knew exactly who she was, like, which is surprising because she dates back to the WCW days more than anything,
Oh yeah, it wasn't Texas, okay.
Yeah.
Not know that. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it's awesome for Jazz. I mean, God, I've been following them for so fucking long.
Yeah, we're still in those. I believe those Texas tapings. I think those finish up soon when we go to the live.
I think there's 2 more of those, but also, and then Ryan Nemeth challenged for Axiom 192,000. That's 3 over 180,000.
And it seems like to me, just with those numbers alone, it seems like everybody's approving of the Nemeth brothers as a tag team, which is kind of surprising because
last week's highest was Cora Jade's in-ring debut, 126,000, and that's got an extra week of views. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then she was at ringside, I believe, this week, right?
Well, TNA wasn't smart.
She was on commentary.
And again, the NXT guys, Wesley, Tyreek, and Tyson, Screw the Rascals, 150,000 from last week. Mustafa, 130,000 from last week, his return. These are really, really good friggin' numbers. And this week's numbers, Jesus, shockingly good. Okay, let's get to the show now. Thanks to Christian Thompson for reminding me of the order of the show. Yeah, Joe Hendry started it off. I was way off.
Yeah.
I thought this was pretty fun, maybe a little long.
I honestly, Jay, I did not have much fun with this. I thought the whole the song choice and stuff was very forced. Yeah. I just felt like he's done better. I don't. It ain't a knock on.
I said it's fun as in like it wasn't shit, but like
yeah, it definitely wasn't shit, but like I don't know.
I was thinking he's a new world. I was thinking he's a new world champion. You know what I mean? Like he had to kill that first thing, and he didn't.
Yeah, and at first was kind of hard to figure out what song he was actually using.
Yeah, and then and I'm like, he jumped into Hendry as the champ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
definitely not one of his better moments, but
it was kind of dickish, no?
Yeah.
I thought that was a little weird. I don't know, but
I didn't really feel like some of the fans were really into this particular side, like some of his past ones.
Yeah, that's why I thought this was in the middle of the show because I don't know. I mean, if it should have been, maybe that's where it should have been.
Yeah, that's a good call. Maybe that's what you thought. Maybe it did go to the middle because it kind of felt like maybe this is where you should have introduced it, not to kick off the show.
Yeah, there was one part I loved. Literally made me laugh out loud when Hendry told, "Don't clap yet," because this is the part where usually a challenger comes out and interrupts, and it was Jake something. You know what I mean? Like it always happens. Like I feel like that was.
Yeah, did you see Brian Myers?
Like he was like breaking the fourth wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you see Brian Myers on Twitter? I think he said, "Well, somebody put a title on something for once or something like that," because he's he never wins anything, like it's kind of like he's like mocking him.
Well, I said this last week. I think he loses. Cool. I think Savannah loses this week, and I think we don't see them again after the next tapings. Just my guess. We'll see. Like they did.
Yeah.
They've been there too many times. They keep losing. You can't take them seriously in that spot anymore.
Well, that's Savannah stuff. Like once I realized who the participants were, and I went back into rewound our past with the going back on the tapings, and I go, oh shit, this is where she wins the knockouts #1 contender, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. It just feels like it's kind of the status quo of the way the knockouts are. It's pretty sad when she hasn't won a match and very often, and she's not the #1 contender. I don't know. Just maybe in a way, it kind of seemed like a waste. But in a way, I mean, they really didn't have much choice because you're not going to want to go with the Zia Brookside facing Masha because they're two faces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So kind of they were forced into this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, I don't know. They don't have enough. Well, me and Robles were talking about that. They don't have enough faces, I don't think, overall.
TNA,
no. Whatever. So, props to our boy Thompson. Ready? This was a bit of fun, but he's done better songs where he was killing heel opponents. I get mad. I get really mad sometimes when Thompson says something in 3 words that takes me 45 minutes.
Yeah. You're talking about the Joe Hendry stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like
Thompson just said exactly what we just both said in 1 sentence. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Being a good writer.
That's why he journalistic or kind of not, but
damn good writer. TJRWrestling.com. Okay, what'd you think about Tyson, DuPont, and Tyreek? I'm guessing you've never seen them, like myself. I'm not gonna lie.
And I did think of the team, the little faction. They reminded me of our commenter this week mentioned it was Shane Taylor that I was thinking of.
Yeah, right.
And that's definitely what I'm getting a vibe here, but I'm getting a more X Division leader and like Wes Lee. It kind of feels like a Shane Taylor kind of faction. And I was pretty impressed with the size of this dude that wrestled this week.
Oh my God, huge. I tweeted it. I'm like, holy shit, look at the size of these motherfuckers.
They said that he's actually more high flying, and I guess we didn't really get to see that too much.
Just the fact that he did a splash, I was shocked.
Yeah, definitely. And we had mentioned on the show that wrestling kind of lacking those big, those really kind of like fluent big men, ones that like get behind that are believable.
You know they stand out.
Yeah.
And again, I say it all the time: put a big dude versus a little dude. That's a good match. You know what I mean? Big dude versus flippy dude. Like, that's wrestling, I feel like. And Thompson again, 3.25 stars. I really enjoyed that. Maybe it was because it was fresh. Oh, hang on, Scott Steiner coming in. Maybe it was because it was a fresh match, or I hadn't seen anything of DuPont in the ring before, but they just worked well together. Totally agree. The opening 50 minutes of Impact have been more interesting than last week's entire broadcast. Don't agree. Don't know why Thompson really hated last week so much, but whatever. Yeah, I like those guys a lot, man. Then they beat the shit out of Austin after the bell, and then out come the Rascals. So, I mean, that's pretty obvious what's going on there. There's going to be a big.
And I don't know if you noticed this week, I thought the show flew by really fast. Often a
2 weeks in a row.
Very good indicator that the show was at least somewhat fun. You know what I mean?
Tweeted those exact words 3 weeks in a row, starting with the live show.
Yeah.
And I know people are like, oh, you're a fucking TNA mark. Yeah, go back fucking 6 months to me bitching.
Yeah, we were complaining very early on last year that.
Who's that one guy that Scott brought in? Remember? Who was Santino's friend? Like.
Oh, Oleg. Oleg.
Oleg.
Whatever.
Prudius. Oleg fucking Prudius. He was one of the guys that Scott overpaid for. Oleg.
Oh my God.
That's who people want in the main event right now.
Yeah, and I remember back when he came in. At first I was kind of defending him, and then then I kind of saw what you were talking about. It was this shit's passed him by long ago.
Wow.
I maybe was optimist that
this may seem weird. This may seem weird since we're not actually a live show, but we are recording live, and I just got a message from the Naked Cowboy who said, "Put the goddamn strap on Jake something." And Gary sucks. I don't know what that's about. There's no need for that.
Yeah.
But no, this dude, talk about a dummy. I don't like calling out fans randomly, but he came at me on Twitter about Scott.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ, bro, there's a fucking picture. They've been fired. I don't even have to, I'm not defending anything anymore. What do I have to defend? I just wrote the fucking story. No. What do they want? What do you want, Naked Cowboy? You want Oleg Prudius as your fucking champion?
Yeah.
I saw someone sent me a thing that he said some crazy shit like Tessa Blanchard should have to wait 6 months to get a title because of what?
Yeah.
Become trustworthy again? Fuck you. You become trustworthy. Be a positive fucking fan, you little bitch.
Why does she have to prove anything she's doing? She's
done it for the last fucking 3 years, proving herself in Mexico.
I mean, this is the same industry where Tommy Dreamer defended the legendary Ric Flair for putting Dunk in a face.
He was canceled. To be fair, he was canceled for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He was literally joking and defending Ric Flair's sexual harassment.
Yeah.
A man who maybe sexually harassed. Sorry.
Unless Tess is a super sexual deviant, I don't see what she did. And then, you got, the one dude from the UK? Wasn't he?
Well, we do have a sexual deviant called but we did have a sexual deviant called Giselle, who we know was sleeping with Scott. And then, I'm not sure if this is true, but Dave Meltzer, top guy, said she was sleeping with a bunch of other people. And then she got ratted out, which I'm doing quotes for some reason, even though it's not on camera, by Trey Miguel, which I don't think any of that's true. I think she got ratted out by me to the fucking ownership.
Well, that right there shows you. And right there shows you the dishonesty with Giselle. If she was really seeing Scott, she was banging the locker room. You know what I mean? Nobody. There's nothing worse in the world as a guy and having this your woman or whatever, Scott considered her, cheating on you, like with the locker room.
I don't think it was. I don't think that's what it was. I think it was more like he was into it.
No.
You know what I mean?
No,
like,
he was okay with it.
Watching and shit.
Yeah, down with it.
I'm gonna throw up. All right, I'm gonna throw up. All right, Tessa Blanchard cut a pre-tape promo. I like this a lot. She said she wasn't gonna be the Battle Royal because everyone would be going at her, and it's like, it's totally true.
Yeah.
So like she's totally going on like, it's me against the fucking world. Like I'm not even going into a Battle Royal. Fuck you. Like I'll get a shot another way. And then so Savannah Evans got the win, which I don't know.
Well, I think with Tessa, she's very believable too. Like, I feel like she says something, she's like actually believes it 100%. Where some knockouts you see, or even not knockouts, women that are in wrestling, they come off as phonies and just a gimmick.
Like TNA has a lot of stories that are like simple, but like it makes sense. Like Macklin. Like Macklin's been mind fucked. I wouldn't be. There's nothing Macklin could do that I wouldn't be surprised about. You know what I mean? Like this dude has literally been mind fucked by multiple people like all year. It's a great little thing, and like you can keep him from winning titles or whatever. Like because like they keep fucking with his head. Like he's such this poor guy's a mess. The Tessa thing, like.
Well, you had mentioned maybe going with the Marvel idea with Macklin, and like I don't would you say like some like mind control kind of thing or whatever?
I mean that would be pretty sick. Make him like the Winter Soldier. And Eric Young is kind of controlling him. That fucking, I don't do it. I don't know if you want to. It's tough because AEW did a thing like that where someone kind of got superpowers recently. Commander, I believe, and it's just so hard to.
It just keeps getting worse.
It really is. It really is. It's kind of amazing to watch and like see people. See these fans complain and cry. Knowing what we've been through as TNA fans, like how long would they have lasted? You know what I mean?
And Tony sits back and he watches the WWE. I mean, because now he has LED screens along ringside that he.
You hear the latest news about Tony?
He never had that shit before.
You hear the latest news about hypocrite? Tony the hypocrite? I forget who it was. Lance Storm, whoever it was, someone else. Jimmy Jacobs said he would go on really long trips with Tony. Tony would listen to Jim Cornette the whole time. The same Jim Cornette that Tony blasts on Twitter. His fans hate because he's the biggest hater out there. Like he's a phony. Like he's a phony guy. He's a con man, literally.
Yeah.
Okay, so I do like we mentioned it.
Speaking of Tony.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tony, did you hear that him, Mercedes Moné, Gail Kim, and a few others attended the Super Bowl? I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, also Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
And Mercedes ran into Vince McMahon. Like I think together like
that.
Like, I wonder if that's one of those like, do you try and stay away from him, or is it like, oh god, I'm not getting to you with Vince McMahon
non-creepy mode. He ditched the Hitler mustache and.
Oh no, okay,
So
he finally looks human again.
And finally.
I'm guessing it's not a fucking what's the word? Because I don't know if you heard, he's trying to make another promotion.
Oh, he's trying to get another one?
This sick motherfucker's gonna make another promotion.
Oh,
and guess what? He's probably gonna do really good because he's fucking Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Has he ever failed?
Yeah. No. And the fact is, a lot of people will still watch.
Yeah. Sorry, going back to EY. Yeah, good promo. Like he's just a great heel.
Yeah. And at least now we know he's bona fide heel, and I think this.
I've been crying about that for so long. Like, bro, you're wearing this crazy mask, and then you're being nice. It's stupid.
Yeah, just as long as you go back into that 3-man group with like Diener and whatnot.
Yeah.
Get back involved in that stuff.
So
I can't even remember the name of the faction.
Next week. Okay, so they set that matchup for next week, which was possibly Josh's last week ever until the news we just got today. So, and now one of my favorite things on the show, actually, all of it together. Sami Callihan trying to find Mance Warner, and he ran into Frankie Kazarian instead, who didn't even know who Mance Warner was.
Yeah, there's some funny moments on the show. At
Totally
one point
agree with
during the show, I don't know if you caught JDC during the match he was in. He has on the back of his trunks gimmicks needed.
Oh, that's good.
Because like back of gimmicks in wrestling kind of thing. I don't know. I just thought there's some like funny moments
Totally
this
agree.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you haven't, did we mention that JDC was on NXT last week and he's on NXT this week going for a fucking title?
I don't know much about the Alexis King. Is he kind of like
I don't know if it's a title, to be fair.
androgynous? Right?
Called the Heritage Cup. Oh no, that's what's his name.
Yeah, it's
You know Lexus King. That's Lexus King is what's his name's kid.
Yeah. I don't know, just the way he looked. I didn't know if he
what's
was
his name? The
trying
guy
to
that
go.
killed him. What's his name? The wrestler
like
that killed himself and is like what was his name?
Because he kind of looks like that.
Brian Pillman.
Oh, okay. Well, that's him.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even recognize him. Like, I don't know.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing right now with the face that looks like it's literally painted on. You know what I mean? Like
it's like trying to figure
like
out. Like, I'm trying to go androgynous, kind of like a gayish character wrestler. I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't.
I kind of felt like
because he doesn't act like that.
Yeah. No, I don't know about his acting.
It's like he's painted on. It just looks like it's literally painted on. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's part of his heelish thing. I'm like you. I have no clue about this guy.
Yeah, he did so well with that gimmick that I didn't even know that was him. I didn't know that was Brian Pillman.
Yeah, I mean,
Brian Pillman
because I can't stop staring
at
the hair on his face that looks painted on. It's like it's too much.
Yeah.
I do agree with Thompson again here. There's not enough with Kaz, who's just sitting around with a title shot in his hand. But I gotta say, this dude gets 8 seconds. He makes everything out of that 8 seconds every week. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Who's Vance Warner? Like, totally fucking. He's in his own world. You know what I mean? That's totally Kaz. And then the system.
I don't know.
Sorry, what?
If anybody come out of MLW that we could have got was Vance Warner, I didn't think we'd ever see light of day. I thought the ship had sailed and have any chance on him at all.
I said, like, this is one of my favorite parts of the show because of Vance Warner. Like, I'm so excited. He's just like a fresh air. Him and Steph are like Steph.
I think it's a much better feud. I think it would have been a much better feud than
Sammy interesting again for the first time in years.
As well. Yeah.
To be fair, I think he's doing a lot of awesome backstage stuff, and I think he's more of a backstage guy now. And I think Vance Warner is going to be the new Sammy, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. System with Alicia versus the Hardy. Oh my God, this was sick. How about this goddamn Leon Slater? Holy shit.
Yeah, they're definitely like somebody had mentioned it was cool that the Hardys were giving them the rub and stuff in terms of like he even had the face paint like the Hardys as well.
Oh yeah,
like they're actually they actually treat people like
even TNA fans will make it Matt. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like putting the face paint on. Like, what? You want Matt not to have it, but the other two to have it? Like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a little goofy. It looked cooler on Slater and Jeff, but whatever. Really cool. I mean, can you imagine this kid? He's 20 years old. Hitting the fucking what is it even called? A better version of a swanton? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if Jeff watches.
I don't know if you caught.
Yeah,
I don't know if you caught it again, but in this match, Moose ate the pin again.
And again, hit the twist of whatever it is on Moose. Slater hit the 450, and then Jeff hit his and pinned Moose again.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mentioned this just randomly because I noticed. I'm like, wait a minute, that's Jeff pinned Moose? Like, that has to mean something. Then 2 weeks in a row, I think it happened.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I mean, I know it's in a 6-man thing, but still, it's a victory regardless of how you get the pin. But
I think they're very, very slowly building this. I think this could be like, I don't know, a match at the end of the year. Like, I mean, who's a bigger heel than Moose?
Yeah.
Who's a bigger face than Jeff? There's no one. I don't care who you bring up. You want to say fucking
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it to a point, but you don't want to keep having Moose eat pins either, because, like, you know what I mean? Like, it kind
I
of
mean, maybe the whole thing is that's how.
mockery of the world title.
Well, I mean,
You know what I mean?
oh, that's true. I totally.
But I mean, it is the
No, I totally forgot he was X Division champion. Yeah, I agree.
yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, he could take the moves and then someone else gets pinned.
Right. Yeah.
And
I mean, they're really not.
Then you can still point back to that later on, like this is how it started with Jeff.
But
great! Oh, great thing. We should have got to this earlier. Mustafa Ali, fucking good lord, he is like I never thought he was coming back. When he came back, I was like my goddamn morale went up.
He's definitely a good motivator, especially backstage and stuff too. Like
we're both like a little sad when he left. Like I could just hear it, like in our voices. Like,
oh yeah, well, like we saw how good he was, and then like kind of like when we lost.
Breaking news!
What's
breaking news! Miro, aka Rusev, released from AEW.
Oh. Yeah, he's probably going back up north, though, I would think. But then again, that could still benefit us.
Oh, man, Rusev.
As well.
Oh, man, I would pay for that. Remember when they had that teaser? And it was like the Bulgarian flag?
Yeah. Yeah, and I definitely would I don't know if he's still out there, but I would definitely take Jonah back as well. I mean, we could come in and
oh, no, he's WWE.
Kind of be the.
No, he's
WWE. Yeah, but I mean, even.
Oh yeah, I get
him for.
I forget what his name is. Oh no, he's badly.
Small program.
He hurt himself really bad. I think he's out for the year.
Oh, really?
He jumped through something or 6 months. But I mean, this was awesome. I love this so much. Ali talked with the Good Hands, who I believe they walked away.
What's that?
I believe he walked away. I mean, I'm sorry. I believe the Good Hands walked away, like thinking about it. And then Tasha.
I did notice the Good Hands were at a bit of odds too, as well this week. I felt like there was they were going to break.
Oh, I got it.
They were going to break up.
So, oh man, this dude is slick. So he used that. You know what I mean? Like he's going to use that to try to bring them together, just like he used Tasha losing at the end of the Battle Royal. She was sitting there, she's all down, looking like, what the fuck am I going to do now?
Yeah, I thought that was very
evil. Ali comes over and like he kind of sounded like a nice guy.
Yeah, and I thought
total cult figure. This guy, total cult figure. I love
believable.
Yeah,
like down on her luck. I thought this was very
heartfelt as well. It kind of got me thinking, wow, I can see how cult people actually do this. I might join Mustafa's cult. Really in a bad day, and he came over and he was like, you know what I mean? He's a really good.
I kind of feel like it's back in the day with what was that faction in WWE where they started wearing like the women, the one woman I can't remember, Miss Jackie? No, this was back in the WWE when they brought in. I can't remember
stables in the world's favorite.
Well, she dressed. She I don't know, they transformed them from like standard looking, and then they started wearing like slacks to the ring and like wearing like I don't know, like ties and
I think I know what you're saying. Help us out in the comment section, people, just like last time. Thank you.
Yeah, kind of like a I don't know, kind of a classy faction, if you will, kind of like dress up for wrestling. Kind of like more in the vein of Mustafa, like fairly
kind of like
dressed, like that kind of thing.
Looking group.
Yeah, exactly. And if they're doing this with Tasha, I could see them like maybe making her dress more like fashionable or whatever to this, whatever you want to call it.
I was gonna hate this, but it was fine. Which I guess means I don't mind Matt Cardona as long as he's losing. Like he put over Santana, it was a solid match, maybe a little long, 9.5 minutes, but Santana got the win. That's all.
I just couldn't believe like Santana's a small guy, like Cardona in there, like he's even bigger, like in stature than Mike Santana.
That's the problem.
You don't see that when he's in WWE.
That's the problem.
I guess it's
everyone in WWE is enormous. That's why.
Yeah, Yeah, and I guess I never really realized how much bigger the wrestling ring is in WWE than like standard wrestling.
I didn't know that was a thing. Wow, they really have a
Yeah,
ring.
definitely. It's like at least 3-4. Yeah, like 3 or 4 feet around. I think that may be why guys like Sin Cara got hurt back in the day, because they were not used to the width of the, lighting and shit. Like they were hard. It was hard for them to see, and I think that's why a lot of the luchadors will botch in WWE as well.
Okay, one question. I tweeted this. Santana had an awesome frog splash. Frog splash is the Eddie Guerrero move. Everyone loves it. You'll get a huge pop every time.
Oh, I just
why not stop there? Why does he have to do that other thing?
Oh, what's that?
Like, why can't he just stop with the frog splash? Then he gets the guy up and he does that. You know what I mean? Like, why can't
I do like that that one-legged drop kick that Santana does. I think that looks like it's a really sick drop kick. The one-legged drop kick. I don't know. I think that's very old school. I like that.
I'm just weird, but it's like, once you see a frog splash, I feel like, okay, match is over. If it's done really well, and he should be like one of those guys who's like, whatever. But whatever, that's just stupid. He got a win. He needed it.
I think that's been done to anybody dedicating the frog splash to Eddie Guerrero. I mean, I get it. It's a sign of respect, but
too many people do
there's only that can do that frog splash.
Yeah.
Also,
you don't want to be compared to Eddie Guerrero all the time. Okay. Thompson, thank you, Tom. Quick rundown for next week. Cora Jade versus Zia Brookside. Kazarian versus Callahan. That's an interesting one. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know spoilers, but I'm just guessing. Mansour's going to break that shit up. Eric Young versus Josh. Asha versus Savannah. And Hendry versus Jake. And a really good point by Thompson. I wonder if they should have saved some of this for the live show, which is only a week later.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who cares about Jake? Who cares about Savannah Evans? And I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but there was no special this month, right?
No, it was done in favor of the live episode, I believe.
That's what I mean. I think the live episodes are the specials when there's no special. You know what I mean? Like,
that's fair.
Or in a way,
it does take care of that.
I think it's shit. I kept thinking, when are they going to do Masha versus Cora? And I'm looking at the goddamn thing.
Maybe they listen.
I think they do the live show.
And two, maybe they listened to us them short gaps in between pay-per-views. Remember, we would
just gets rid of that.
Yeah, that gap is like null and void now.
Yeah, and that was my biggest thing. Like, when are they going to do that match with Cora Jade?
Yeah,
I think it's going to be at the first match, the first live show at the next taping. Cora Jade versus Masha. That's a huge match.
Full. And I might add, Full Sail's like going to be sold out by the time it airs. So.
Oh yeah, totally. And live, crazy crowd. Again, we're getting another live show. And the fact that TNA fans are still complaining about anything is insane to me. Seriously, go back. Go watch 2 years. Go watch 2 years ago. Let us enjoy this. And you guys
WWE, and WWE is going to promote the shit out of that Full Sail show.
Oh God,
because it's our old stuff. And then with their NXT.
You realize, they retweet shit when TNA's on?
No, I never. I don't. I'm not on media a lot to know.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a major WWE account, but the NXT account retweets everything when they're on. Even when someone from their show is doing something on there. Total. Again, God damn it! Oh God, they found me. Fuck you, Sap. Okay.
Please, Jack. It should be called the Horror King. Got all them, please.
Got the goddamn thing right in my street. All right,
looking for the body.
Oh, sorry. Wait, NXT liaison Ariana Grace joined commentary, which I don't know. I felt a little bigger to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like that there's an NXT person, because she's rooting for NXT, which it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And she's kind of arrogant. I'm best friends with this person, and
totally.
She's
pretty goddamn good.
She did some quote that really stood out. I don't even want to repeat it because every time I read it back, it didn't make sense to me. But then the more I got thinking about it, it's kind of genius in a way. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure when girls say things, it sounds a lot better than when we do.
Yeah, and okay, but it is Santino's daughter, so you know.
Yeah. I mean, but I mean, I feel like it's
sure the apple all far from the tree creatively, you know.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things. Like, yeah, obviously, of course she's going to be good. She's Santino's daughter. Like, God,
Yeah.
of course she's going to learn. She probably has to wait till she breaks out her comedy characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Guy's the goddamn king. All right, so Frazier and Axiom defeat the Nemets, which I don't know. This was kind of weird, just because they got like 15 minutes. I mean, I was shocked. To me, it was like the Nemets, like Ryan. I don't know. I guess it was all. They could say it was all Dolph. Like, to me, Ryan didn't really deserve that much time. Like, I thought it'd be like a 5-minute match. One of them pins Ryan, but no. I mean, that was a good match.
You know, let's not forget this is the match where Ryan wanted to use the steel chair, and then
total dick. I love this guy. Total dick.
Part of that.
Total dick. Yeah, this is the week after Ryan stole the pin from Nick.
Yeah.
So like, is Nick gonna turn on his brother, or I don't know? Like, what's the story with this whole thing? I don't know, but it's interesting.
AJ, from what I've seen of Fraxium, I wouldn't mind him staying around for quite a while if at all possible.
Yeah, I was just saying that. I'm totally shocked. I thought these guys were like mid at best, and they're pretty damn good.
Especially the one dude that doesn't wear the mask. He's like impressive.
Yeah, and also I don't like that mask, because that's part of it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like one of those masks, like the first mask you put on and like create a wrestler or whatever.
Yeah.
TNA went off the air with Nemeth looking frustrated at ringside. So I like that. He's frustrated about his brother. He's got the whole JBL thing still out there. Like, there's a lot going on with Impact.
And I don't think that's fully dead at all. Like, I know he's going to be back at some point.
Yeah. And then the next special is, March 14th. So, I'm sorry. The next special was the live show. I think we really have to start calling it that. Like, when there's a live show and there's no specials, that's the special. It's going to be stacked.
And then 32 nights out, we have an actual pay-per-view on Impact Plus Sacrifice. So we actually do have some kind of pay-per-view of some sort.
I think it's great. We get a nice freaking break for one between. You know what I mean? Like you said, we complained about this a lot. Like, you don't need to do a goddamn. I feel like you don't need to do a pay-per-view every month. I feel like that's kind of
definitely. Especially if they're going to that live episode like an actual pay-per-view and give us like some really cool talent, and a lot of it's actually better, because like, do we really want to see James face somebody for the X Division title for the 57th time? You know what I mean? Like, on some of them live shows they do, like, at least now you can introduce NXT talent, kind of maybe show the TNA fan base what other talents out there.
Totally. All right, don't know if we have anything else for this one.
Yeah, it was a very quick show. At least I will give them credit here. They did tone down the total card. In that 6 matches, they had 5.
Like 19 matches. Yeah, last week had 38 matches or whatever it was.
Yeah. They did a ton of matches at this last set of tapings.
Oh, yeah. So wait, when's the live show next? Not next week, the week after next week. So the
20th, yeah.
20th?
Yeah, the week that my son had. So hopefully he lets me hear it, because he's on midwinter vacation.
Awesome, that show. I think that show's going to be huge. I really do. A huge show. I mean, maybe even bigger than like the actual pay-per-views, because more people are probably watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then the thing is, you don't know. Nothing's off the table. Anybody could show up at these. Like, whereas before, you're not going to get an NXT person. You know what I mean?
This isn't a live AEW.
Or even a WWE.
This isn't a live AEW show where it comes across exactly as a taped show. I say it all the time. There's no reason for that fucking show to be. They could save so much money, be taped. No one would know the difference, because there's never anything interesting. No surprise. There's never anything. Nothing.
Which is really sad too, because I will give them credit, despite their missteps, when they still do have very good production. I still envy a lot of the things they do with their plugging movies and shit, actually making things important, but they do
There's
everything else shitty.
but there's also
From
a
what
lot of things they're really bad at. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I kind of gave up on them for a while. I mean, and I'm at the point where like I'm just getting fucked with by AEW fans. And guess what? Every fucking show, my boy Robles does predictions. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
long sites,
term.
the sites do fun things like that for fucking fans. Like, fuck you all. It's so fresh, whatever. Also,
very thing.
Fuck you all, but also come to my site. Seriously though, we're doing a lot. We're doing what TNA. We're doing what TNA stuff. Not to mention
with Robles does a lot of long-term planning. A lot of things people, like they give heck to TNA for long-term planning, but I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that, because I do think you need a goal, and like under Scott they had no.
Robles has ideas that are like 8 months ahead of time, and I'm first thinking like they can never do that. That's so far ahead of time. And I'm like, holy shit, this dude's a genius.
Yeah.
Like if they actually can pull this off for 8 straight months, like whatever. Yeah. Okay, that's it for now. My back hurts. And we just talked way too long.
Yeah.
Tired of this Philly.
We basically did a show this one.
Tired of this Philly nerd, bro. He's gonna go celebrate after this, get crazy drunk probably, and tear down Philadelphia. So enjoy that, Gary.
Yeah.
Everyone else will be back.
It goes fast, trust me.
Yeah, everyone else will be back in exactly 7 days unless something crazy happens.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Have a good one.